Good morning, friends. Today's topic is defining quality responsibilities on the factory floor. So, before starting this topic, what we have done or what we have covered before, we are going to discuss it in short. So, first of all, we have covered planning, then we have covered what is planning and what are types of planning. After that, we have covered classification of planning, etc., advantages, limitations. After that, we have covered control. So what is controllability? What are the characteristics of controllability? What are the advantages of controllability, limitations of controllability? Then the how the control process goes. This all we have covered in our last to last part. Then in last part we have covered self control. With the help of self control we have also covered Deming's PDCA cycle, that is plan, do, check, act cycle. And we have seen in the last part what is the basic difference with the help of parameters between classical and self control. Okay, so what were the parameters which we have taken? It were the target, data source, action required, and timing of the corrective actions. So these were all the parameters which we took in consideration with classical and self control, and then we have done the comparison of classical and self control. Okay, now we are going to learn new topic. So what is it? It is defining quality responsibilities on the factory floor. Okay, on the factory floor, what are the responsibilities carried by each team? That is by the top management, middle management, and the workers. So this is the thing which we are going to discuss in today's topic. So now we will start with this topic. So first point here becomes is, as has been repeatedly stressed, consistent output of high quality product is not an easy task. So first point, what does first point tells us? So the consistent output of high quality product is not an easy task. Okay, so the output of any industry, any factory, it cannot be consistent in each period. Okay, it varies because of some reasons like factory conditions, worker conditions, their allowance. So because if they took more allowance, then the production will be less. So these are some of the factors which affect that. So what was the first point we have learned? As has been repeatedly stressed, consistent output of high quality product is not an easy task. So consistent output, so to give consistent output of high quality product, it is not an easy task. Okay, now what is the second point? It requires willing and fully committed participants from everybody on the factory floor, top management, middle level supervisor staff, and workforce. Now see, I have already told you in control, the workforce must be honest to the work. Okay, if they are honest, then the participation of their in every product management and in developing product will be honestly, they will do it or fulfill it with their willings, or with their, what we can say, they can fulfill it with their whole and soul. Okay, so what was the second point we have now we read? It requires willing and fully committed participants. So even if you, whatever job must be done or whatever job you are doing, the participants must be willing and fully committed to the production. Okay, so that they production or productivity will increase, and the output will be consistent or it will be increasing with the high quality. Okay, so and now committed partnerships of what? Participants of what? So all must be committed from top to workforce. So everyone must be committed. So here in this point I have also read that factory floor top management, okay, top management should be also committed. After that, the middle level supervisors which are working over the workforce, over the workers, they must be also committed. Then the workforce, of course the workforce who are working on the work floor are the most important. Okay, they are the most important. The factory or the industry run because of them, so they must be fully committed to the participant. Okay, now what is the third topic? Everybody has to continuously contribute towards quality generation, quality control, and quality upgradation. efforts so that desired level of quality can be achieved. See now, in this point, it is quite clear that you have to generate or you have to upgrade your quality. Now, why we have to upgrade our quality? This lesson is based on that only. Why we have to upgrade our quality? See, if your quality is good, if you are giving the product in good quality, your sale is going to be increased. So that's the reason why we have to upgrade the quality. What the customer see? The customer see your quality first. Afterwards, there are many things which customer see company, but the main thing which the customer sees in company is quality, the product quality. Okay, so this is the reason why quality is important, and this is the reason why upgradation of quality is important. So everybody has a continuously contribute towards quality generation. So everybody in the company is continuously thinking about the quality generation. Okay, quality control and quality upgradation. Now, what is quality control or what is control? We have discussed it before. What is quality control? So it is checking of quality. When it is checking of quality, when the product is going towards its desired part, it is known as checking of quality. Okay, while that time the checking of quality is done, so that is quality control. Then quality upgradation. If the quality generation and quality control goes on hand in hand, then quality upgradation is going to happen. Okay, so if everyone works in hand in hand, that is everyone is fully committed to participants, that is top management, then middle level and worker, all are, if they are contributing towards the product, or all are contributing their willing, they're fully committed toward the product, then the quality is going to upgrade and it is going to benefit the company. Now the second point, one of the important requirements for success of any quality management program is that responsibilities of every person in the organization are clearly defined and everyone knows what is required or what are allowed to do and what is the line of authority in the organization. So now this is the important point and this is a big point, so we are going to distribute in section and then explain. So one of the important requirements for success of any quality management program. So what are the important requirements for success of any quality management program is, so now from here pay attention, responsibilities of every person. So every person must be responsible for the quality upgradation. Okay, responsibility of every person in organization, and clearly define any clearly defined, and everybody knows what is required or allowed to do. So after now everyone is responsible for the upgradation of the quality. Now everyone has its own role to do, and they know what is allowed to do and what are not the things which is their authority to do. So what the line of authority in the organization takes place, and everyone need to do their job for upgradation of the quality. Okay, so now see, there are two lines. Okay, line of authority, line of responsibilities. Okay, so now authority travel from top to bottom. Okay, that is the top management have the more authority. Similarly, responsibility also, it is everyone's willing, everyone have the responsibility in the company, everyone has their job responsibility in company. If the worker is doing grinding, so he is responsible to the grinding thing. Okay, if he is doing grinding, so he is responsible to the all the finishing products, that they must be finished very very clearly with the help of grinding buffing. So grinding grinding is responsible, grinding man is responsible to the operations of grinding. Similarly, everyone in the, from top management, middle management and lower management, everyone is responsible for their jobs. They are doing their jobs to willing the upgradation of the quality in the industry. A suggestive list of shop floor responsibilities for different section of organization is given below. So now there are three sections in this topic defining quality responsibilities on the factor floor. There are three sections. Which are these three sections? So first section is our responsibilities of the top management. Okay, this is our first section. What is the second section? Our second section is the responsibility of middle order staff. And what is our third section? So what our third section is responsibilities of workforce. So in this topic we are going to see all the responsibilities related to top management, then the middle order, then the workforce. Okay, now let's move to the responsibility of the top management. Now first topic, that is the responsibility of top management from defining quality responsibilities on the factory floor. So the basic function of the top management is to decide the desired goal and ensure provision of means of acting these goals. To these end, management has to be responsible for the following. Now, what are the basic management or basic function of the top management? To decide their desired goal. Okay, so everyone is given their individual goal. Top managers that are working in top managements, then the middle order management, then the lower order management, which is our workforce. Everyone is set with their goals, or they are given their desired goals, and which they have to complete. Okay, so the basic function of top management is to decide the desired goal and ensure provision of means for attending these goals. So they are given the goals, and they are made to success, made to provision to means attending these goals, or they are meant to attending these goals. To this end, management has to be responsible for the following. So these are the points which we are going to discuss, which are responsible to the top management, which top management is responsible to do. Okay, so what is the first point? Frame a well planned executive and executive quality policies with the concerns of all concerned executives, specifying clearly the prime thrust quality, production level, cost, customer satisfaction, etc. So, see, production level, cost, thrust quality, customer satisfaction, etc. These are the topics, or these are the things where the top management is responsible. Prime thrust quality, production level, cost, customer satisfaction, etc. Okay, now let's move to the second point. What is that? The policy must be framed well before taking up a new project or initializing a quality improvement activity, so that concerned department get enough time to make necessary preparation. The policy must be framed, okay, well before taking up new project. Now before taking up new project, the policy must be framed, okay, or initial a quality improvement activity, so that our quality improvement activity should be done. So why should it be done? So that the concerned department get enough time to make necessary preparation. Okay, this all must be done because just to, so that the concerned department will get the enough necessary preparation time. Okay, now see, whenever we now this type of industries, that is, so now in job based companies, that is, every time different types of job comes to for the manufacturing. Now in that, every job is not similar, every job is different. So designing or many of the activities, so what are the requirement components, what are the required machineries to manufacture it, these are all things are different. So these all things are concerned with the department which takes the job, or which takes the order and do the necessary planning or necessary preparation. So this department need a sufficient time. Okay, now what is the third topic? It is ensure a company wide circulations of the policy, so that every employee is well aware of what is required to be done and what is the prime trust. So now see, ensure a company-wide circulation of the policy so that every employee is well aware of what is required to be done and what is the prime trust. So every employee in the company which is responsible for the upgradation of quality, even if he is in top management, in middle management, in workforce, he must be known what is to be done on the product or what is to be done while manufacturing the product. See, now if the customer wants the product to be very well polished, or the finishing of the product must be very good, not a stroke must be must there be on the product. So with the help of, just with the help of buffing it will not work. Then you have to do, if he wants the very polished and uniform surface on the product, so you, what you must do, you must be doing mirror image, mirror finishing, or then it is blasting. So these are some of the operation which gives you very high grade of finishing. Okay, so this, the procedure required for the manufacturing of the product must be known, and what are the all the requirements of customer must be known to everyone in the company, every employee in the company, so that the quality of the product must be maybe improved. Okay, now how it can be done? So while you can conduct a meeting. Now top management can conduct a meeting for middle management, then middle management can conduct a meeting for lower management, and with the help of this the product quality can be achieved. Okay, now what is the fourth point? The fourth point is given, that is have distinct section wise distribution of activities so that there is no conflict of interest or confusion in work allocation between departments. Also, responsibilities of every section in the workforce must be clearly specified. So now see, have a distinct section wise distribution of activities. So activities must be distributed in distinct section so that there must be no conflict and interest or confusion in work allocation. See now, see, some of the peoples which are not actually good in costing, but they like costing, goes in costing, and some of the men who are good in designing, but they are tired of good in design and now they are going to in production. So now this, what will happen if this all changes their activities or distinct solution section, then what will happen? The product quality will not be good. So everyone has to be given their own department activities and interests of and allocate their department, so there will be no confusion between them. And also responsibilities should be given to every section or workforce to be clearly specified. So everyone must be clearly specified what are their responsibility and what are their concerns, and what are there, so that they can improve the productivity and the quality of product. So no conflict of interest of confusion between departments. Also responsibility every section is to be in the workforce must be clearly specified. Now what is the fifth thing? Ensure timely and continuous availability of all resources needed for operation in the plant power and machines, control device, properly skilled manpower, etc. See, so now the work is being started. So ensure timely and continuous availability of resources. So say workforce which is working on the work floor needs material, machineries, control devices, etc. for the production of object which we are going to which we have desired. So now if they are not given all the availability of resources what they want, they are not going to it is not possible for them to complete the job in the time. So in this point what is it given? It is given that ensure timely and continuous availability of all resources. So what is it? Timely and continuous availability of all the resources needed to operate in the plant power, machinery, maintenance, or control device, properly skilled manpower, etc. So all this is to be given by the top management to the workers on workflows. Why? To upgrade the quality. There is no disruption of work for want of supplies. Okay, so these all are the requirements which is need to be fulfilled. These all are requirement, I will mark it in yellow. These all are requirement which is need to be fulfilled. Okay, to generate a production, to generate an desired object or desired product. Okay, what is the next topic? So it is ensure that a well entrenched quality culture prevails across the organization so that everybody willing contributes to quality generation, quality control, and quality production. Okay, so now in this topic, what is given in this point? Ensure that well entrenched quality culture prevails across the organization so that everybody willing contribute to quality generation, quality control, and quality upgradation. So now this we have covered in early also, that everyone must be involved, and everyone must be responsible for quality generation, quality control, and quality upgradation. There is nothing other meaning. So this was explained by me before. I'll just mark it if you want. So privilege across organizations, so everybody willing contribute the quality generation, quality upgradation. Okay, now what is 7 point? The quality control must emphasize quality vision, sensuous unity, integrity, and willingness. So the quality culture must emphasize quality vision. So quality control must emphasize quality vision, unity, intimacy, integrity, and willingness. Okay, review of work progress periodically to see that there are no deviations or non conformities, and take timely action whenever such deviations are observed or are intimated. See, reviewing the work process periodically, that is checking of work process periodically, that is controlling of work process periodically to see that there is no deviation or no conformity. So there are no deviations. So what is the desired target must not be deviated. So because of which, for which we have to do periodically checking, that is periodically controlling. Okay, and timely action whenever such deviation are observed or are intimated. So see, work process periodically to see no deviation or no observed or intimated. Now what is the next point? Make sure that the organization has well planned provision and plans for satisfaction of basic needs of workforce. Make sure that the organization has well planned provision and plans for satisfaction of basic needs of workforce, as well as avenues for self development, improvements, and residual genuine complaints. Now, the organization has well planned provisions. So now, which is the organization which will plan the provisions? It is top organization. Okay, only. So now see, top management has only can play the role for well planned provisions on workforce. So now see, satisfaction basis of needs of workforce. So now see, there are various type of allowance which is applied or which is given to the workforce. Okay, which are these allowance? So these are, there are relaxation allowance, there are desired allowance, these are undesired allowance. So there are many types of allowance which are given to the workforce, which is given by the top management. Okay, now as avenues of self development. Now see, avenues of self development, what does it means? What is avenues of self development? So what comes under avenues of self development? So training and knowledge must be provided them with the help with the regular interval, so that their quality of the production or their quality of operation may increase. And even many of the new machineries come to the market, so this machinery knowledge must be given to them with the regular interval. Improvement and residual genuine complaints, so many of them have complaints which must be take genuinely or must be solved genuinely. Okay, now what is our next point? Provision of policies for acknowledgement, recognition, and reward for superior performance must be made to inspire people for quality improvement, satisfaction of basic needs, provision for residual of complaints, avenues for development, and schemes for rewarding superior performance are important for generally loyalty and commitment. So now, provision of policies of acknowledgement. Reward for superior performance must be made to inspire people of quality improvement. See now, reward must be given to everyone. Maybe he may be in top management, middle management, or workforce, but the person who is giving his 100% to the company, he is improving the quality of product, he is improving the production rate, he is improving the what we can say maintenance, etc., quality improvement, so he must be rewarded. And workforce also, that is person working on the work floor, also must be rewarded so that they can be satisfied and they will generate loyalty and give commitment to the company. So this was covered in 10 point. Okay, so this is all which is the responsibilities of the top management in factory floor. Okay, okay, now we will quick revise the 10 points which were the responsibilities of top management. So what is the first is concerned with prime thrust, quality, production level, cost, customer satisfaction, etc. What was the second concern? Which second concern was concerned with concern department to get enough time to make necessary preparation for what the new project. Okay, so what is the third was every employee is well aware of what is required to be done and what is the prime thrust. Okay, now what was the fourth? It was is no conflict of interest or confusion in work allocation between department. Also responsible for every section in workforce must be clearly specified. Fifth, ensure timely and continuously availability of resources needed for operating in the plant power. So now, see, in the responsibility of top management, you don't have to write all these 10 points. Okay, this question can be asked you for 5 to 6 marks. So you have to first write the main, that is the responsibility on the factory floor. This can be asked you for 6 to 5 marks. Then first you have to write all the responsibility, that is top management, middle order, and workforce, and in these points you have to write at least 4 points. Okay, so now what was six was privilege across organizations, so that everybody willingly contribute quality generation, quality upgradation. Same with 7, that is quality culture must be emphasized, unity, intimacy, integrity, and willingness. 8 was work progress periodically, there are no deviations or no confirmations, and take timely action whenever needed. What was 9? 9 was make sure that the organization has a well planned provision and plans for satisfaction of basic needs of the workforce, avenues for self development, complaints, etc. Now what was the 10th? 10th was provision of policies to acknowledgement reward for superior performance, for quality improvement, satisfaction basic needs, performance are important for generating loyalty and commitment. See now, for generating loyalty and commitment, if someone is giving you 100% of his performance, then you must also reward him so that he can be loyal with the company. Okay, so this is what the responsibilities of top management is. Now let's move to the responsibilities of middle order staff. So what are the responsibilities of middle order staff? The middle order or supervisor staff is an organization is made to act as a link between top management and the shop floor workforce. They must correctly convey the workforce the plan of the management and ensure that these plans are correctly executed. They are also required to keep the top management informed about the non-conformity observed or privilege likely in near future. So see, what is middle order or supervisory staff? As I have told you, the middle order is supervisory top staff which act as a link between top management and shop floor workforce. They must correctly convey to the workforce the plans of the management and ensure that these plans are correctly executed. So what does the supervisory staff do? What does it do? So what the orders are coming from the top management, it gives to the workforce, and then it also controls and check whether the order which are given by the what we can say top management are nearly fulfilled or correctly executed by the workforce. So workforce plan to management and ensure that these plans are correctly executed. Now they are also required to keep the top management informed about any non-conformance observed or privilege likely near future. And now what also the middle order does, middle orders convey the message, or it is a link. So what is that? It gives the news to top management what is done in the lower management, and it gives them what authority responsibilities, or the what we can say what are the procedures to be done on the product. This all the stuff or data is given to the lower management with the help of middle management, which comes from top management. Okay, now see this, I'm explaining you from the theory, but if it is possible for you, visit a small scale industry in which you will get to know this process. Visit the industry, take a 2 to 3 days internship will also work for you to see how the process works. So this is how it works. So see, this is top management, this is lower management, and this is middle management. So what does middle management does? It is a link between lower management, top management. So from lower management, whatever data that comes, that whatever the thing is done, that is how much of the work is finished, everything, it conveys to top management. Similarly, what the job is to be done, and how is it to be done, what are the policies, what are the operations to be performed, it conveys from top management to the lower management. Also, so what is our second point? It is given that any corrective action or plan changes proposed by the management must be prompt conveyed to the workforce on the shop floor. See now if the top management changes the plan, if there is change in design, then it will designed by the customer, then they will convey it to the top management, not to work floor. So if there is any corrective action or if there is any change in plan, then they will give it to top management. Then the top management must convey it to the workforce. See, then it may convey it to the workforce. So on the shop floor, the supervisory staff is meant to guide and help the workforce in effective performance of their duties, as well as to provide intermediate solution for problem that can be handled directly at the shop floor without involving the top management. Now see, in this point which I have read, in this point the top management gives the design to the supervisory staff. This supervisory staff also give this design to the workforce, that is work floor laborers. Okay, now what does they do? They see the diagram or drawing, and similarly they cut the product, that is cut the raw material and do the production. So if they does not understand the drawing, so they don't have to directly convey to the top management. They can go to the supervisory staff and they can convey that this drawing is not understood by them, so that the supervisory staff will explain them and see and solve their difficulties. So there are many problems which the workforce comes through, and these are not to be solved directly by the top management. So that's the reason why supervisory staff is provided, that is middle order is provided between them, who can solve the problems. On the shop floor, the supervisory staff is meant to guide and help the workforce. So see, it is meant to guide and help the workforce effectively performance and direct duties, well as provide immediate solution for the problem, which can be directly handled on the shop floor without involving the management. So these are the problems which can be directly handled without involving the supervisory management. See, so what we have learned, the middle order or supervisory staff act as a link between management and shop floor worker. So first point, it is important, it is act as a link. Then management and ensure that these plans are correctly executed. So these plans are correctly executed, this is done by middle order. Informed about the non-confirmed object or supervised likely in near future. Any corrective actions or change in plan proposed by the management must be promptly conveyed to the workforce. So now any change in the design etc. must be conveyed to the workforce by the help of middle order, which is the link. I explained you in this everything. Okay, so in exam also you can draw this type of flow diagram, short flow diagram, and explain them in your answer, which will be helpful for them to check. Shop floor and supervisor staff is meant to guide and help workforce, provide intermediate solution for problems handled directly at the shop floor without involving any management. Okay, so this was responsibilities of middle order supervisory staff, and now these are the responsibilities of the supervisory staff including the following, which we are going to learn in next session. Thank you.